graph theory. I have shared my screen and hope I am audible too. Very good morning. Okay. So we'll start from where we left. Last week in the last class, I was discussing about trees, the unit 2 first topic. Trees, we saw what are spanning trees, how to find all spanning trees, and we did saw about something called circuit, fundamental circuit. And similar concept today we'll explore in another concept called cut sets. So today I will start with the next topic under unit 2, that is cut sets. Right? Okay. So in today's agenda, probably I will cover what is cut sets, properties of cut set. It's a single word, and fundamentals of cut sets. Similar like fundamental circuit. So similarly, fundamental cut sets and all cut sets. How to find all cut set, and if time permits, connectivity separability will go through. So as the name says, cut set, it's a set basically, and it has been cut from a given graph. So I've shown a graph here. Say it's a figure A. I have labeled it as A, figure A. It has 5 vertices and few edges and a dotted line, right? So that is the cut. What it represents is if a connected graph G, a cut set is a set of edges. So in this dotted line, it touches 4 edges. That is edge A, edge C, edge D, and edge F. So these 4 edges make a set. So this is a cut set is a set of edges whose removal. So that's where the cut word has come. If you remove these 4 edges, the given graph G becomes a disconnected. So this is the 4 edge set. If we cut those edges, 4 edges or a given set, we remove those edges, then the given graph G becomes disconnected. And those 4 edges are called cut set only if there's a condition, only if that set is a minimal proper subset. Means in this set there are 4 edges. If any 3 edges of them from the given set, if it is removed and still the graph becomes a disconnected, then this 4 edge is not a cut set, right? So the definition says in a connected graph G, a cut set is a set of edges whose removal from G leaves G disconnected, provided removal of no proper subset of these edges disconnects G. So we'll see with an example the given graph. How many cut sets are there? There can be many cut sets. For instance, ACDF is a cut set. There are many other cut sets such as A, B, and G. A is here, B is here, and G. So removal of these 3, V1 will become a separate vertex without any edges, and rest all vertices, that is 4 vertex, will become one more graph. So the graph becomes disconnected. Similarly, ABEF, ABEF this way will make two vertices at one side, V1 and V2, and V4, V3, and V5 becomes the other vertex graph. And DHF and edge K. This K itself is also a cut set where it disconnects the given graph from 5 vertices to 4 vertices graph and 1 vertex subgraph. However, when we said about some constraint, we'll look into that constraint more detail in now. The set of edges A, C, H, and D. So A is this, C, and H, and D. Removal of these 4 edges, yes, it disconnects this given graph into V1, V2, V3 one side, V4 and V3 at the other side. However, A, C, H, and D is not a cut set because it is not the proper subset. When I say it is not a proper subset, the proper subset is ACH. By removal of ACH, will again the given graph gets disconnected in a similar way, irrespective of we remove D or not. So ACH is a proper subset. ACHD is a superset which having an extra edge D. Even after removal of D, the graph is earlier removal of A, C, and H, the graph is got disconnected. It's a cut set, proper subset. But adding an extra edge to that subset doesn't become a cut set. So the set of edges ACHD on the other hand is not a cut set because one of its proper subset ACH is a cut set. Right? So if I remove ACDF, this cut set, the graph is connected from one component to 2 components. This is one of the component, this is the other component, and all the edges, 4 edges got removed. Now, to emphasize the fact that no proper subset of a cut set can be a cut set, some other refers to this, the proper subset cut set as a minimal cut set or a proper cut set or a simple cut set also. The other names. So cut set is defined as in a given connected graph G, a cut set is a set of edges whose removal from the given graph G leaves G disconnected, provided that set is a minimal cut set. Okay. Any queries in this cut set? The idea of cut set. We'll see why this cut set is important. Okay. I take that no questions as of now. Yeah. So the idea of cut set is, say, the application side. Cut sets are great importance in studying properties of communications and transport networks. Not just in communication and transport networks, any network which is highly connected. We would like to figure out few of the weak links in that so that we can make it a strong link. For example, in this 6 vertices, actually it doesn't have 5 vertices, it has a 6 vertices, that is V6 is here. So in this given graph, we considered as there are 6 vertices, and let's say these 6 vertices represents 6 cities, and they are connected through optical fiber lines. And we wish to find out if there are any weak spots in the network that need strengthening by means of additional optical fiber links. So in this case, we saw that edge K, cut set K is a very weak link that disconnects V3 from rest of the network. Why it is a weak link? Because the length of that cut set is only 1. So there is only one edge and it is a weak spot. We look at all cut sets of a graph. That one with the smallest number of edges is the most vulnerable. That's a weak link part. So in a figure A, the city represented by vertex V3 can be served as the rest of the network by the destruction of just one edge. So any transportation, if edges are considered as road, or probably edges are considered as a connecting links, optical fibers, telephone links, like that. If disruption of that one link will make the graph, or probably the overall network, disconnected. So there the cut set concepts plays a major role in identifying the weak links and making it to strengthen by adding some more links. Before going to properties, any questions for cut sets? The set of edges. Cut is the word by removing those edges. Set is a set of edges by removing those edges, such that those set is a minimal subset and it disconnects the given graph G. Okay. Hope my screen is visible and I am audible too. I get the sense of. Okay, now I get that. Okay, thank you. So properties of cut set. The first property, these are first, all the three are theorems. So I've just listed as a properties and we'll see one of the theorem. Every cut set in a connected graph G must contain at least one branch of every spanning tree. So till now from tree we moved to cut sets. Cut sets talks about with respect to given graph rather than a tree. Now we can bring the tree concept into the cut set and we'll try to make some analogy here. Like every cut set in a connected graph G must contain at least one branch of every spanning tree of G. If we go back and see here, there can be many spanning trees. If we take any spanning tree, with respect to that, find a cut set, there will be a minimum one branch. If you take any cut set, there will be definitely, because cut set property is to make the graph disconnected. Means if I have a vertex set capital V, which in that capital V, the set has V1 to V6, right? V1 to V6. And removal of few edges. Say, with respect to spanning tree, I removed 3 edges and they are not part of branches at all. It's just a chord. I removed those and it disconnected that vertex. It cannot be, because the definition of a spanning tree is all vertex has to be traversed. There will be an edge connecting to that vertex, which is getting disconnected. For example, V3, or probably if I consider V1 as an example, any spanning tree you take, V1 will be traversed. So there will be an edge. If I have, say, n number of spanning tree, any spanning tree in those n number of spanning tree, definitely this edge will be a part of a particular spanning tree. Will be that is part of spanning tree, means it's a branch. So either A will be a branch, B will be a branch, G will be a branch. So the branch removal of any edges, set of edges, there will be definitely one branch, right? So if I'm trying to make V1 isolated by removing A, B, and G, so either A will be a branch, B will be a branch, and G will be a branch. As simple as that. That's the property. First property, which is obvious, so I didn't go with the explanation. And conversely, it's the same thing. I mean, the other way of saying it is, in a connected graph G, any minimal set of edges containing at least one branch of every spanning tree of G is a cut set. So the word minimal set is the most important. Minimal set of edges is with respect to given graph. And in that set, at least one branch of every spanning tree of G is a cut set. So the minimal set having one branch is a cut set. So again, it's a the first statement, what the property which I just discussed is, that's a conversely saying it, the same property. And coming to the third theorem, every circuit has an even number of edges in common with any cut set. So try to understand this statement. We have some keywords like circuit, right? Circuit for a given graph. Definitely circuit is not there for a tree. Circuit for a given graph and even number of edges in common with any cut set. Cut set is for a given graph, right? It is we haven't made any relation between cut set and a tree, but yeah, one relation what we made is any cut set for a given graph, definitely there will be one branch. That is the only relation we know as part of cut set properties. So every circuit has an even number of edges in a common with any cut set. So with example, if I look, this is a simple example. I mean, it's not a simple example. It's an example for this third property where it has so many vertices here and so many vertices here, and say there is a circuit, circuit called tau. Tau is the special symbol is been represented to indicate it's a circuit. The thick, heavy lines, right, with arrows. Let me zoom in. Heavy lines with arrows is represents tau. So let me say some start from here. This vertex, like it goes like this, and comes to this part. It again goes back, connects, comes back again. Okay, it's a complete circuit. So circuit indicated with tau. There is a circuit, and let's say there is a cut set S. S is the symbol of cut set, which is disconnecting a given graph into two components, right? S is a cut set, tau is the circuit. So every circuit, now this is the overall graph G. It can have multiple circuits in this, but they have taken only one of the circuit in that, and has an even number of edges in common with any cut set. So if I go with any cut set for that given circuit, even number of edges. We'll see with the proof. So yeah, this is the same theorem I have stated here and the same example. So let's see. Let me zoom in. Oops. Yeah, this is better. So the proof is first we'll start with concept called V1 and V2. So there are say V set of vertices. V is a vertex set and E is a edge set. So in a given graph G, let's say it has vertex set V, and by this cut set, right? Cut set, it divides this given graph into two. So the first subgraph has vertex set V1, and the second subgraph will be having vertex set V2. So let the removal of S partition. S partition removal means it's a cut set, right? So we will go for removing those edges. So let the removal of S partition the vertex of G into two subsets V1 and V2. Just a second. Yeah, 1 second, I will say. Yeah. So given graph G through cut set S, the given graph G will be disconnected. The word we use here, mutually exclusive or disjoint set, subset V1 and V2. Now, first way of addressing is this circuit can be, you know, either completely in V1 or it can be completely in V2. In this figure right now, it is sharing both. V1, the circuit is having their vertices in V1 as well as V2. But let's imagine, consider a circuit tau in G. If all the vertices in the circuit are entirely within the vertex set V1 or V2, the number of edges common to S, common to the cut set and the circuit is zero. For example, if there is a circuit somewhere here itself, completely in V1, this is the circuit, and cut set is this. So the common edges between the cut set and this circuit is null. The intersection of S is a set, right? S is a set. It's a edges. Intersection again circuit has again edges. So intersection of these two is zero, and it's a even number. Zero is an even number because 0 divided by 2 gives the remainder 0, right? So in that sense, yes. So if it is, the circuit is completely in V1 or it is in V2, and this is the cut set, the intersection of the edges from the cut set and the circuit is null set. So it's a even number. Now, as shown in the figure, but however it is not. In this example, there is a circuit sharing vertices from V1 as well as V2. So if on the other hand some vertices in the circuit are in V1 and some are in V2, we traverse back and forth between the set V1 and V2 as we traverse the circuit, right? So if any circuit right, that's what the closed nature, entry and exit, the closed nature. And since every edge in S has one end in V1, right, and the other in V2, and no other edge in G has this property, the number of edges common to S and this, that cut set and the circuit is of course even. In this case it is even. The circuit can be somewhere, it starts here and comes back here, just a two edges in that cut set. The other two can be again an edge, but it is not a part of circuit. Again it will be two. So however we make a cut set in a given circuit, it will be even edge, or the number of edges with any cut set. That's what the third property says. So we saw three properties with respect to a spanning tree. I mean, two are with respect to spanning tree. It talks about there will be at least a branch. If any cut set for a given spanning tree, again it's a given spanning tree, there will be a branch. And the third one was every circuit has a even number of edges in common with any cut set. So we saw with all possible things like the the circuit edges being in completely in one side and not belonging to cut set, definitely the common is 0. That is again even number. And having circuit is spanning from one end to the other end, cut set having few edges, and those few edges, if we look at with respect to the circuit, it is a even number. Right? Any questions with respect to properties of cut set? Probably I will go to the next part. We'll see more properties as we go through. Few of the properties we need some more concepts of other things. So when we acquire those knowledge or we understand those concepts, we'll define some more properties. Okay. So now, as we discussed, like the application side of cut set, identifying the weak links, then addressing those weak links helps in making that network strong, right? That's the application part of cut sets. So to do that, for a given graph, we should able to find all the cut sets for the given graph. So how can we do that? For this simple example, it is clearly evident that even though the graph is very simple graph, it's not a simple graph. It doesn't have loops. Yeah, it has a circuit definitely, but it doesn't have self loops. So in this simple example, we can find large number of cut sets which will make a given graph disconnected, and we must have a systematic method to generating all relevant cut sets. Then only the application part becomes more meaningful. To address the weaker part of the network to make it strong. So how we can do that? Before that, probably we need to understand something called fundamental cut set. So we did discuss something related to fundamental in trees, especially spanning trees, right? So we'll go back there if needed. Right now we'll proceed with this. So in case of circuits, right, we solved a similar problem by simple technique of finding a set of fundamental circuits. So what I said, we did discuss in the last class about fundamental circuit, and then realizing that the other circuit in the graph are just combinations of two or more fundamental circuits. So what we did is, why the fundamental circuit came into picture is, we were trying to find from a given spanning tree, we try to find the other spanning tree, right? By how we did that, we just removed one edge, that is one branch, and added a chord that becomes a branch, right? Cyclic rotations, cyclic operations. And in that case, while adding a chord, right, to a spanning tree, it becomes a one circuit. It should have only one circuit. That is what fundamental circuit is. Let me quickly share that screen also. Right now I will stop my sharing this screen, and probably I will share the entire screen as of now. So yeah, during spanning trees, we did discuss about fundamental circuit. So in this example, it got 6 branches. By adding any chord to it, right? Adding any chord, there are 8 chords. Adding any chord, it will become a circuit for sure. So the only criteria it was, by adding one chord, there should be exactly only one circuit. Then only that circuit becomes a fundamental circuit. Otherwise, it's not. So while if I add 2 chords like C1 and C2, there should be at max 2 circuits, not more than 2. But however, adding C1 and C2 makes a circuit like one circuit. This is the one circuit, and as well as this is the second circuit. Also, C1, B1, C2 becomes the third circuit. So, but C1, C2, C1 being a third circuit is not a fundamental circuit. So when we add just C1 or C2, we can't add both. If we add, then it doesn't become a fundamental circuit. That's the overall property, right? Similar concept, fundamental circuit is with respect to spanning tree, right? We discussed about with respect to spanning tree and making it a circuit. So now coming back to our topic, again I will come back. So that, yeah. Right now we were discussing about a given graph and cut set. Nowhere we discussed about a spanning tree, but however, fundamental circuit is also with respect to spanning tree. We'll see how it is. We shall follow a similar strategy here, in identifying fundamental cut set. Okay. Just as spanning tree is essential for defining a set of fundamental circuits, so is spanning tree essential for a set of fundamental cut set too. So spanning tree is essential. It will be beneficial for the graph theory aspirants to look for parallelism between circuits and cut set. So what is the parallelism? In circuits, we are trying to add an edge. In cut set, we are trying to remove an edge. Again, that add edge, removing edge with respect to graph as well as spanning tree, right? There is a similarity. It goes parallelly. So try to map your concepts with respect to spanning tree and fundamental circuit. Similarly, it works. The only concept is adding and removing. Now, so let's see what is fundamental cut set. So we have a graph G. So first, what is main point is we need to identify that spanning tree T. Consider a spanning tree T of a connected graph G. Okay, I have a spanning tree T. So fundamental cut set will, whenever we need to define or we need to understand, there should be a spanning tree. Take any branch B in T. Since B is a cut set in T, B partitions all vertices of T into two disjoint sets, one at each end of B. B is what? It's an edge, right? By removing that, the whole tree itself, I'm talking with respect to tree, just removing one branch, the whole tree becomes disjoint, where the vertices will be, that edge, one of the vertex will be in one side, the other vertex will be in the other side. That's how the disjoint happens. Consider the same partition of vertices in G now. Okay, so the branch is removed, but the vertices with respect to G and the cut set S in the G that corresponds to this partition. So there is a tree, there is a graph, and we identify a spanning tree, and now a cut set such a way that there is a one branch in that. Okay. Consider the same partition of vertices in G and the cut set S. Cut set is a set of edges. Definitely there will be a one branch in that cut set in G that correspond to this partition. And there can be other edges also. It is called a chord with respect to spanning tree, but they are the edges with respect to the graph. Cut set S will contain only one branch B of T with respect to the given tree. That cut set will contain one edge that is labeled as branch. There will be only one such, and rest will be chords with respect to T. With respect to T, they are chords. Such a cut set S containing exactly one branch of a tree is called fundamental cut set with respect to T. In fundamental circuit, it should be by adding only one edge. Should be one circuit. Now, in the given cut set, there should be only one branch with respect to given spanning tree, then it becomes a fundamental cut set. We'll see a couple of examples now to understand what is a fundamental cut set and what is not a fundamental cut set. So this fundamental cut set is also called as a basic cut set, but we'll stick to a fundamental cut set because we understand what is fundamental circuits and fundamental cut set goes hand in hand. So with respect to example, right now I have a graph, right? This is just a graph. Okay, this is just a graph. Before going to cut set and fundamental cut set, I have selected a spanning tree. This is one of the spanning tree, need not be only one spanning tree. This is one of the spanning tree, right? Which are the edges B, C, E, H, and K. The heavy lines indicates the spanning tree, which traverse all the vertices once without any circuit or without any closed walk. Right? So it's just one of the spanning tree in the given graph. Now, for this spanning tree, there are only 5 fundamental cut sets with respect to the given spanning tree. It is always with respect to given spanning tree. So when I say it is always with respect to given spanning tree, if this graph is given to all the students, definitely they will come up with different spanning tree. If I tell them to find out the cut set, it will be cut set for that particular spanning tree, not with respect to given graph. So it is always with respect to spanning tree. That's why I just draw first a graph, then spanning tree in the next slide to make very sure that it is with respect to spanning tree. So this is the spanning tree. These are the cut sets. What one cut set, which the cut set edges are D, C, and A. In this D, C, A, we can see that 3 edges are there. It's a set, and by removing these 3 edges, removes the disconnects the given graph into two components. However, in that edge, there is only one branch. That is why it is a fundamental cut set. However, B, C, E, and F, these 4 edges, if I do a cut, definitely it will become a cut set, but it won't become a fundamental cut set. Try to understand the point. Cut set is what? Minimal edge set to remove this vertex from this given graph to become an isolated vertex. Okay. To disconnect this given graph into 2, yes, I have to remove one edge, 2, 3, and 4. Yes. No proper subset will make V3 out of that graph. So I have to remove all these 4. So that's why it's a minimal subset. That's why it's a cut set. But it is not a fundamental cut set because we are removing 3 branches here, right? B is a branch, C is a branch, E is a branch, and F is a chord with respect to spanning tree. So B, C, E, F is not a fundamental cut set. So that's why it is not been drawn here. If you see this cut set, yes, it has 2 edges, A and B. A is being a chord to the tree. B is a branch to the tree with respect to the tree. And yes, it divides. Divides the given graph into two components. So this cut set becomes a fundamental cut set. Similarly, this one, D, E, and F, right? Only one branch is there in this edge set, D, E, F. Similarly, this. Only H is the branch, and rest G and F are chords with respect to spanning tree. Similarly, this. K is the branch, and G and F are chords with respect to spanning tree. If there can be one more cut set like this, removing V6 out of that given graph, but however, it doesn't become a fundamental cut set because the branch H and branch K part of a spanning tree, and there are 2 branches. There should be only one branch. then only that cut set becomes a fundamental cut set. Any questions? So if you try to visualize, we did discuss about fundamental circuits. There the concept is adding an edge, right? Adding an edge here, removing of edges. There we add when we add an edge with respect to a spanning tree, there should be only one circuit. Here, in those removal of edges, there should be only one branch. Again, both the concepts are related to spanning trees. So, any questions? Okay, I take that as no as of now. So, what we did in spanning trees, I have two spanning trees. When we want to figure out all possible spanning trees, so we took two spanning trees and we did, adding one edge, removing one. First, we removed an edge and then we added another edge so that it becomes another spanning tree. In that cyclic, operations, removing and adding, will able to fetch all spanning trees. But now the topic is what we are discussing is to find out all cut sets in a graph. Can we find all cut sets? So if I take a graph with a spanning tree and a set of fundamental cut sets, by doing some operations to these fundamental cut set, can I find other cut set? Can I able to find all the cut set? That is the question. You get that, the comparison, the analogy from spanning tree, we took two spanning trees and we did a cyclic operation to find out all spanning trees. It is with respect to spanning trees there. But now we want to find out all cut sets. So if I take two cut sets, right? If I do some operation, can I find the third cut set? Similarly, can I find all the cut set? Is the question. Right? So right now we have 5 cut set. If I do some operations on these 5 cut set, can I find the first and second cut set? Can I find the third cut set? I'm not talking about fundamental cut set, but we will start with 2 fundamental cut set and then try to find the other cut set. That's the question comes into the point when we are mapping towards fundamental circuits and finding all possible spanning trees. I will see to the next slide. Maybe it says the same. Just every chord of a spanning tree defines a unique fundamental circuit. Every branch of a spanning tree defines a unique fundamental cut set. That is one quick comparison, like how the the two concepts goes in parallel. It must also be kept in mind that the term fundamental cut set, right, like a term fundamental circuit, has meaning only with respect to given spanning trees. Yes, I gave that as a scenario, that given graph. If I give that graph to students, majority of the students will come with a different spanning tree, and fundamental cut set will be differ. It is not that fundamental cut set with respect to graph. It is with respect to spanning tree, because there should be only one branch. So branch comes part of a spanning tree, and there can be multiple spanning trees for a given graph. Right. So before going to that, there is one more quick theorem. By this theorem, probably we'll understand more how to get a different cut sets. So they say that the ring sum of any two cut sets, ring sum is an operation. As I said, if I do keep doing these such operations, some operations, can I get a different cut set? So what they say is, the theorem says is, the ring sum operation of any two cut sets in a given graph is either a third cut set or an edge disjoint union of cut sets. Yeah, this is will give more clarity in upcoming slides. I will give, but this is the theorem. Okay, so as of now, we'll see that if I do ring sum operations on two cut sets, will I get a third cut set? Okay, because I already have two cut sets. By doing that ring sum operation, definitely there will be a set of edge I will be getting as an output. It's a operation on edges, uh, ring sum operation. So definitely the output will be a set itself. It's a edge set. So those edge set will be again a cut set or not. As per theorem, it is a cut set, but there is a keyword called either this or that, right? This part will take up later. Okay, right now, two ring sum operations should get a cut set. If you are not getting a cut set, it will be something else. That is, we'll see that later. So, any questions? Yeah, this theorem probably takes some good time. I don't want to leave that in half. It's almost 10:40 and 45 and couple of minutes more. So we'll see this in detail in the next class. Before going to that, I can see 50 students are present, and uh, let me share my screen. And if Sir, can you please inform these four students to contact me probably after 5 today. These are the students who are not
Okay, sir.
regular. So um, just you can take a screenshot and inform them to call me. I mean, after 5, I want to discuss with them. So yeah, hope you taken the attendance, and we'll see in the next class. And
Yes,
with
sir.
respect,
Okay.
yeah, before don't drop, students don't drop. So I was thinking with respect to CT1, it was 1 hour exam. So in that 1 hour, I last time I told it will be a 50 minutes. So it will be either 45 minutes or 50 minutes, not more than that. That is for sure. Have all the concepts in your mind to answer it fast. So it is either 45 minutes or 50 minutes at max. And in next 5 minutes you are uploading. So that's it. It's a 55 minutes. So initial joining, assigning will take couple of minutes. In a 1 hour, we are completing CT1 as crisp as that. So timings are very accurate. And imagine that you are giving a offline. If you are not submitting it, it is as good as I'm not considering those answer sheets further. In similar strategy, and let's try to avoid about things. I have renamed that. I have uploaded first, but there was some naming convention was wrong or something was wrong, so I renamed. That's why it came as late in. So please consider. We'll try to avoid such things. Whatever naming convention, there is no naming convention with respect to uploading files. uh, uh, but what are the questions are there? You should if any word if any graph is given and as a labels, you stick to those labels. Don't redefine your new labels. If graph is given and no labels are given, then you are free to label those vertices and edges, right? So in that sense, uh, it is as good as like offline exam only. Either 45 minutes or 50 minutes, not more than that. So we got a good amount of time to download, work on that, and upload. So in 1 hour, everything will be closed, right? So yeah, some if offline we used to get 1.5 hour of CTs, right? So in as it is like 20, it is not for 20 marks. I have reduced it to 15 marks. So I have reduced that in a slot to 1 hour itself. I just wanted to occupy in the class hour rather than in the other slots. So we'll stick to that 50 minutes, or at worst case 45 to 50 minutes. So I think it can be have different concepts. Or probably a couple of minutes more. That's all. So mark distribution, I've not thought of. Definitely 15 marks. We'll be having MCQs, fill up the blanks, and descriptive. Okay. So pattern, even, yeah, that's what I said. Pattern, exact pattern I have not thought of it to prepare, but this will be MCQs, fill up the blanks, and descriptive. Okay. So, okay, fine. We'll meet in the next class. Thank you, students, for joining in. Ganesh, no, I can't do that. By deducting marks and all, it becomes very complicated. Like multiple students will come back and saying, "Sir, I have just 1 minute, just this second, that second." I can't go on, dividing the marks and considering each case as a different. It eventually become tedious for me also to keep track of all those things. We'll stick to simple strategy. This is the time. This is good enough of time. If you feel that you won't be able to upload after 50 minutes, if you have answered good amount of questions, then you try to upload in 45th minute itself. If the exam is on 50 minutes, then try to upload in 5 minutes before itself. Then if you get a time, then you again answer it. I don't think it will require that much of time to answer and all. Those are all easy one and can solve it. So CT1 will be a easy one, at least for I feel so. And then probably CT2 next level, and the end exam will be in the next level. So starting with it will be an easy thing. Let's not complicate these things. Deadline, we'll just respect those deadlines. We'll upload it over. Okay. Yeah. Thanks, students, for joining in. We'll see you in the next class.